How things? Hope you're really well. Hope you're having a fantastic morning so far. If you are here in Australia where I am, if it's a different part of the day or night for you, then I hope all's well at your end as well. Now, my name's Tristan White. I believe the world needs more great places to work, and I'm the founder and chief guide at the Culture is Everything Club. The Culture is Everything Club is a safe online space that helps leaders of service businesses learn the skills, build the confidence, and be supported to become the best leader they can be. I really love helping service-based entrepreneurs build themselves, build their leadership skills, build their teams to make sure they can ultimately create profitable, purposeful, and sustainable businesses. Is what we're really focused on in the Cultures Everything Club. Hey, Jeffrey's here. G'day, Jeffrey. Nice to see you. Hope all's well. Getting the clinic day rolling for you. Excellent. Nice to have you here. Day 3. You've been here every day, I reckon, mate. So I like it. Trav's here. G'day, Trav. How you going? Nice to have you here. And Phil's here as well. G'day, Phil. Hope you're really well. Really appreciate you all joining me here on the Think Big Act Small in August. Nice to have you with us. And this live every day in August approach, live every workday, 8:45 a.m. to about 9 o'clock is what's happening. And why I'm doing it is that I've been challenged by my coach to make sure that I show up and live stream as much as I can on a regular basis in August, to make sure that I connect with you, to help you, to support you, and also that I get better and better at the skills that I'm working hard on. And so that is the concept. Carmel's here. Oh, Sarah's here as well. G'day, Sarah. Nice to have you with us on a Wednesday morning. And I can see Carmel's here as well. Ran out of time yesterday to find a coach. That was your Think Big, Act Small. Now, Think Big, Act Small is the name of this short segment. And what I'm challenging you to do, and what I'm doing myself, is to think big. What do you want to get better at? And act small. What's the one thing you can do within the next day, within the next week, within the month of August? What can you do that will make progress on the thing that you want to get better at? That's the concept. We've talked about coaching. Carmel, thank you for the reminder. We've talked about the fact that if you want to get better at something, it's all well and good to have a dream or a vision or to think big about it, but often we need a coach to help us to improve. Yes, I mentioned live streaming coach. Yes, we can talk about business coach, leadership coach, communication coaches, basketball coaches, athletic coaches, whatever you want to talk about, whatever it is you want to get better at, it's really important to find someone. And you don't need to have the most master of master coaches. You need to find someone who's just a little bit further up the road than where you are, a bit more progressed, a bit more experience, and then they need to be a good communicator who can help you to make that progress you're looking for. And the topic for today that I want to talk about is communication, because leadership is communication and communication is leadership. They're intertwined. There's no question about that. But I want to talk about our communication as leaders, because the way I communicate and how it sounds to me and how clear it might be or might not be, and yet how it's received by you and how it's received by the people here in my house and how it's received by people in my team is so very, very different. And if we're not willing to ask for feedback on how we communicate, how it's received, what's working, what's not working, how on earth can we ever get better? The answer is we'll continue to do the same thing forever. And we know this, what got us here won't get us there or get us to wherever we want to get to. So I think that the concept is leadership is communication. I'd love you to think big about your communication. I'd love you to act small, to do something to gather some feedback as to how you can do better. Now, let's talk about an example from my end, and that is that yesterday, after I did this Think Big, Act Small in August presentation, I was making sure it was uploaded to YouTube, which is it goes to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter. When I was there, I saw the old episodes of Time Out Live Daily Huddle that I was live streaming 138 odd episodes last year in 2020. And I reviewed my Think Big, Act Small stream from yesterday. I had a quick watch to see how it came across. And then I looked at episode 132, I think it was, of Time Out from last year. And it was okay. It was different from how I present now. I think I'm more relaxed this year. I've learned to take time. I've learned to really connect with the camera. I've learned to take a moment. I've learned where to put the comments, and they're just off to the side here. I can see them without having to look too far away. I can move them around. So that was some progress, but I was able to watch the live stream from last year That's a real progress from me, and that is that if we turn back the clock a few years, I hated seeing myself on video. I hated hearing my own voice. I really avoided that review at all costs. And the thing was, I couldn't get better. I couldn't. There was so much feedback and opportunity for me to see the review myself as myself. Yeah, I'm a recovering perfectionist, so I do struggle to make sure sorry, I was distracted by a comment there. As despite the fact I said I was getting better at that, Jeffrey says there's definitely been improvement in your delivery. Jeffrey, thank you. That's very kind of you to say so, man. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but I'm glad you've noticed and you've been here for a long while with the journey. So thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that, mate. But what I was going to say is that I had all this opportunity to improve, and we all do. We've got a voice memo option on our phones where we can quickly practice something we need to share or we want to say, and just make sure that it is hitting the key messages or as clear as we think it is in our minds. Similarly, if you want to make a video, make a quick one, check if it's okay, see how it works, and then refine and improve. Hey, if you don't want to use tech, I understand, because I used to despise looking at myself as well. Just ask someone for some help. Travis and Sarah, you guys work together. I know that. You guys can be peer coaches, help each other out. What's clear, what's not clear, respectful environment to make sure you get that feedback. But leadership is communication. Communication is leadership. But if we're going to think big to become better leaders, we need to consider what is our communication like. And then I believe we need to act small to continually get feedback from internally and externally from other people to make sure we are making that progress. That's the topic for today. And I want to just quickly disclaimer, if you will, or whatever you want to call it, is that I know many people, many leaders are absolute perfectionists and they want to get everything perfect. And I'm one of those people, and I'm doing my best to manage that part of my life and part of my personality. So be cautious about being too critical of yourself on video or on audio or on voice memo or whatever it might be. Done is always better than perfect, and done is, in terms of delivery, is always better than perfect. And review, making sure the review is done and you can get some sort of tips is always better than, oh man, being so down on yourself about it wasn't perfect or it wasn't quite the way you want it to be. There's always next time. Keep working, keep improving, keep iterating. That is the beauty of this opportunity we have to be the best leaders we can be. So that's sort of the topic for today. For Carmel and Travis and Jeffrey and Phillips, who are all here, any thoughts, any questions, any comments around your own leadership, around some things that I've tried or not tried or struggled with because I've had plenty of my own challenges along the way. And so happy to answer those questions. By the same token, this is Think Big, Act Small in August. And so I'm very keen for you guys to consider. You don't have to tell me, type in the comments if you want to, but what is an act small you can do in the next day to think through your own communication, what you can do better with your own communication. Jeffrey says, live the Pareto principle, 80-20 rule. Absolutely, Jeff. Sorry, Jeffrey. I know it's Jeffrey. I always like to abbreviate when I know that's not quite right. Hope you can forgive me, mate. Yes, 80% of results come from 20% of input. Usually 80% of profit comes from 20% of clients, all that sort of stuff. We've got to make sure we keep reviewing and find that 20%, which is the most valuable, really, really important. Alrighty, it's 8:54 where I am. I've got a leadership, speaking of leadership, I've got my weekly leadership team meeting with my crew at the Physio Co in 6 minutes time. I'm going to wrap this up. My name's Tristan White. I am the founder and chief guide at the Culture is Everything Club. I'm rapt to be here with you, 8:45 a.m. to 9 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time. I'm going to be live every day in August, every workday. Please, if you've got a question, put it in the comments. And if you're interested in the Next Level Leadership Guide, which I've created and published recently, head over to tristanwhite.com.au. For the time being, have a fantastic day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.